going on, everyone? Is this thing on? Hopefully it is on and streaming. Grab my mouse real quick. I should say my tablet. This is what I use as a mouse, by the way. Let's see. Why isn't it working? There we go. What is up, people in the chat? We got Pi, Botafogo, AF, Fishy Smith, and the Vegan Metalhead. That's what I use as a mouse. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I used to be a computer programmer back in college. That's one of the things that I went to college for. I have a degree in behavioral neuroscience and a minor in computer science. And long story short, I was a computer programmer at Brain Lab at University of Florida there, called the McKnight Brain Institute. And I basically graduated with severe tendonitis / like pre-carpal tunnel syndrome. So I graduated like basically not being able to use my hands. And I had to sleep in wrist braces and really baby it for decades. And even still to this day, I have wrist issues and I can't really like click a mouse button. Like clicking a mouse button sends like just like this fiery electric shock up through my fingers and arms. And so I should say, after doing it for a while, of course, if I just go up to a mouse right now and click it, I could click it, but pretty quickly it's going to begin to hurt. So I use this Wacom tablet as a mouse, and it's okay. It takes about a day to get used to. And but yeah, that's my weird story. Vegan Metalhead, you have a degree in computer programming. That is awesome. Bunch of computer dorks here. So yeah, gonna give it a few minutes to see if some other people are gonna show up, and then we'll go ahead and start. Just gonna cut up this onion real quick. And yeah, it is crazy hot in Florida already, which, you know what, a lot of people complain about that, but to me, that just means it's time to go to the beach and springs more, because I am a beach goth metalhead, and I really like boogie boarding and stand-up paddle boarding, and that is crazy amounts of fun. So I keep an eye on the surf reports and see when I'm going to be going to Daytona or New Smyrna. Those are my two closest beaches here in Orlando, Florida. There's Cocoa Beach as well, but that's a little further for me, just where I'm based out of. And yeah, Fishy Smith says, I have cysts on my fingers and they hurt if I put a lot of stress on my hands. Yeah, it sucks not being able to use your hands, and like, yeah, it sucks just kind of waking up and being like, okay, I guess I can't do what I partially went to school for and was sort of relying on. So yeah, I had to figure out how to do a whole bunch of other things in life. And not only that, but I sort of graduated at the trough of like the tech recession of right around 2002-ish. So I didn't know that like to be a shoo-in for a job or something, yeah, I had to have an internship or like or just be so passionate about it that you're just doing the stuff at home all the time. And yeah, so So yeah, not only were my wrists debilitated, but no one was hiring just random people at the time. But whatever, enough sob stories. Let's talk about some Mapo Tofu today. So, funny thing is, if you go to a lot of Asian restaurants and whatnot, if you see this dish, or even if you see a place called Tofu House, sometimes those are some of the surprisingly least vegan places ever. Because traditionally this dish is made with meat, and so we're just gonna be using some Beyond Beef that was BOGO last week at Publix, so it's pretty cheap. If I didn't have this and it wasn't cheap, then I'd probably just use TVP, because TVP I think would work great with this. But we got our tofu with that. If you go to Asian stores, sometimes they just have the absolute hookup on tofu, like other stores have lost leaders to like get you in the store. Sometimes, like this one Asian store near me has these for $1 each, and you can like only buy 2 or 3. But that's what it is. This dish is actually really easy to make. And before I get into some of the ingredients, let's just go ahead and put up the rice. So I'm gonna make this just as if I was making it normally. So first thing that takes the longest is I'm gonna make some jasmine rice. So let's switch over to our rice cam here. Got my trusty rice cooker. This little guy right here. Now, of course, you can make it on the stove if you want. It's not that big of a deal. But get a rice cooker. They're like 20-ish bucks. They last forever, and they're awesome. So let's go ahead and pour a cup full of rice. Got some jasmine rice. We're going to use 2 times as much water as the rice. So let's get some water in there. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and a little bit of oil. Salt. Some oil. Stir that up. Now I'm just gonna hit the button. Vegan Metalhead says the Oriental Market in Pittsburgh has tofu for 50 cents a pound. That's pretty awesome. How many pounds is this? 14 ounces, so this isn't quite a pound. So that's a really good deal, because this was a buck and it's not quite a pound. So that is a pretty crazy deal. So the few interesting ingredients that this Mapo Tofu is going to use is this dobanjan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but this is like a fermented broad bean and or fava bean and chili sauce. There's a few other things in it as well, but this is going to be one of the major flavor carriers, which I'd used the last video as well. We've got some just fermented soybean sauce. I don't know how this differs from just a miso paste or not, but pretty concentrated, pretty flavorful. And we have Sichuan peppercorns. Now, this is also another major flavor carrier in this dish. This is it's different. It's not just quite like any ordinary pepper. If I smell it, it almost has like sort of a clove-ish smell. And they have kind of a weird like tongue-numbing aspect to them. And sometimes you can get them as whole peppercorns and they look like that. You can put them in a grinder. Now, here's the thing though, is that they don't always say, this one is lucky enough and says dried Sichuan peppercorn. Most of the time you go to the Asian store and it just says pepper. This is just pepper. So you have to sort of know what it looks like and that it's a little bit more, I don't know, it's a little different color than the normal black pepper. But what on this one, it says ingredients, pepper. So that's the only thing to look out for with this. Next thing we're gonna do is start to press the water out of our tofu. So cut this open. And busting out a plate. Let's see, it's there. Well, I'll make it over there. So switch to this view. I'll make this over here. As you can see, I have camera set up. Actually, I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Now you can. I've got this camera set up because throughout these live streams, I'm going to try to double up it being a live stream and also part of the photography for the next book. Because, yeah, I think another book is in order. The Satanic Spellbook is fantastic, and this one will probably take me a good year and a half or so to write. We'll see if that prediction comes true. And but yeah, I think it's time for more. Vegan Cracker Barrel on Saturday, the Vegan Metalhead. That's awesome. Hails from India. I've been watching you for ages, discovering it in my late teens. Now I'm in my 30s. Damn, that means I'm old AF as well. But thank you so much. That is awesome. Glad to be part of someone's early weirdness. Doing the cooking streams regularly. Yep, it's time to get out there again. It's time. I mean, I don't know if the now, of course, this is just one tiny little part of it, but yeah, gotta figure out how to get people really excited about being vegan again. And saw earlier in the comments, I said that they weren't vegan, but hey, you're here. And you can always start. And if you were vegan and then you're not anymore, instead of running someone into the ground, I say you can always come back, because that's what I would say to any non-vegan anyways, right? I would want them to become vegan. So yeah, if you're watching this now or in the future, if you were vegan and now you're not, you can always come back. And so let's go ahead and cut this into cubes. Paper towel. Tom G Warrior is vegan, right? I have no idea who that is, so I have no idea. So to press this water out of the tofu, we're gonna put paper towels underneath it, paper towels on top. I'm gonna take, let's use this pot. Pot on top, fill it with something heavy, like this oil jug, and I'm gonna set it aside over here. Lead singer of Celtic Frost. Okay. That'd be awesome if he is. Yeah, Lindsay Schoolcraft, awesome person. Was just chatting with her today a little briefly. And Rob Zombie, I've never chatted with him, but that's cool as hell that he's vegan. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to make the sauce for this, because basically we're just gonna make the sauce, saute up the tofu. I'm gonna use some onions, the Beyond Beef, and some green onions. Then pour the sauce on top, and then it's done. So let's go ahead and, well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up this little piece of ginger. And just go ahead and do that real quick. Over here. I like powders of almost everything. I like powders of almost everything except ginger powder. Ginger powder does not do it for me. Some little pieces. So of course, to start the sauce, going to start heating up a little bit of water in this pot. Get some sweet candles going for this. So, of course, basically almost every Asian sauce starts off with some kind of broth. And honestly, you can use any vegetable broth that you want. I'm going to use this one, this vegetarian seasoning stuff. But it really, really, really does not matter. Just get some vegetable broth in there. And let's go ahead and start adding our ingredients. So we're going to start with some ginger. And garlic. Now you have a few options for this. I'm going to use all of them. But you have some fried garlic, which makes it super easy. Just toss a few in there. If that's all I was using, then I would toss a few more than that in there. But you can use garlic powder, which I'll use some of that as well, because I think it's sort of different than the other things. And of course, some fresh garlic. Let's add in a little bit of fresh garlic. Like Lightyear says, the streaming setup has evolved a lot. Looks and sounds great. Kitchen set is rad as hell too. Thank you. Totally appreciate it. Been trying to get better at things in general, so I'm glad that it's looking better. Gonna cut some garlic up, smash the garlic to make it easy to peel. Vegan Metalhead claims that Alex Webster of Cannibal Corpse is vegetarian. I have not heard that. I know the dude. I know him and his wife. And at least last I spoke to him, which was quite some time ago, he was not vegetarian. Maybe he is now. Maybe things have changed. Honestly, it's been a couple of years. I haven't spoken to him in a minute, and I know they're fairly open-minded, but I'm not so sure. I'd have to get some. Where did you see that? Did he say it on something? You said it in an interview in the last couple of years. Okay. Well, damn. It has been a few years. And I gotta throw him a call or text then. That's pretty crazy. They'll say that a long time ago when I was in Time magazine, I said I had this whole huge spread and big picture and article and things. And I was like, no, what's funny is who the hell reads Time magazine? Like, who the hell out of anyone that I know reads Time magazine? First person that gave me a call, Alex Webster. Saw you in Time magazine. So Alex Webster of Cannibal Corpse reads Time magazine. let's go ahead and add those major flavor carriers. We got the glare is terrible. Chili bean, fava bean sauce, dobanjan. If anyone has a better pronunciation than that, please let me know. Hello from Long Island. What is up, Mon Cherry? See if that's enough. Let's go ahead and add the soybean paste, fermented soybean paste. What is up? Hails from Copenhagen. Greetings and welcome. Let's add the Szechuan peppercorns. How is Copenhagen, Denmark these days? I think I was there once, very briefly, this last year for the IMX European Tour. Pretty sure, but I'd have to look, because if so, then I was not there for very long. Hell yeah, vegan metalhead. Vegan since 2015. That's longer than, well, earlier date than me. I went vegan in oh wait, no, I went vegan in 2000. I was thinking 2020, but that's recent. I don't even know anything anymore in terms of like years. Like I think I'd said my age wrong the other day, like that. Yeah, like maybe it was on one of these streams or something, but I'm 43 and I think I said I was 42. I can't remember anything in terms of years anymore. Cyberbiker, what's up from Poland? And Blackpool, UK. What is up? What is up, Tara? How's it going? It's still 1999. That's why. That's true. It is still 1999. And I'm still graduating high school. And having dreams that, like, I'm missing some sort of class that I can't graduate because I didn't study for some test or something. What's that weird thing that, like, many of us have similar themed dreams and like weird anxiety dreams? Anyways, we're gonna add some mirin, and some onion powder. I believe mirin is it's rice wine. Yeah, sweetened fermented rice extract. So add a little sweet taste to it, and some onion powder. Now let's go ahead and add some tomato paste. This is gonna put in some good redness and good concentrated flavor. Do I know the band Possessed? Yeah, Possessed is awesome. I believe he's still the guitarist, but this guy Dan, I can't even remember his last name, but he used to play for a bunch of local bands around here. An absolutely phenomenal guitarist. I think the main one that he used to play for around here was it's called Nail Shitter, and I think he's been the guitarist for Possessed for quite some time now. Probably the first death metal. Despite death having the name. Oh, me and the Vegan Zombie are both live streaming right now. Well, that sucks that we're doing it at the same time, but tell them I said hi. And they're awesome peeps. So you should definitely go also check out their live stream. And we're gonna add just a hint of paprika and maybe a bit of sriracha for just a little more redness. It's kind of a weird bag of paprika, but had it for quite some time. The R.I.P. Indy. Yeah, I know. He's been posting about that a lot. It's the worst thing ever, losing a dog. And I have no pets right now, and well, this camera just turned off. Partially because it's so hard losing your pet. That's like the worst feeling ever. Not sure why I lost this slide too. Try to get that light back on. This light gonna come back? Not, whatever. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, you lost one in 2019, 2021. It still hurts. It's the worst feeling ever. I completely agree. Absolutely heartbreaking to lose an animal. Okay, while this sauce simmers down, stir that up. and let that simmer. Reducing the heat down to low. All right, let's go ahead and start sauteing the tofu and vegan beef. Now, I did these things in this order, which I probably could have even started pressing the tofu first. But see, these the paper towels are pretty soaked with the water from the tofu. So that's good enough. As long as you kind of start off doing that, then it'll be basically ready by the time that you want it. So that's how I sort of time these things out. Let's try. Where is this light? Just overheated. Okay, so got some oil heating up over here. I'm tossing the tofu and then the vegan beef, the Beyond Meat. Get a little hotter. You gotta look at their streaming schedule, so. Well, I mean, I guess we're both on the East Coast, so, and right now is about dinner time, so it's about 7:39 my time, so it would just make sense, I guess, that we'd be streaming around now because we're gonna eat this later. But I do want to experiment with some different streaming times and schedules to see what works for more people. Because maybe some people can make sometimes and then not others, and vice versa. This time works for me. Works for me too. Did forget to put couple ingredients into the sauce, but that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now as I'm staring at them. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar and some sesame oil. Even though I put the mirin in, and that's going to give it some sweetness too. A little bit of sugar, some sesame oil. Yeah. Terra, like all the things you could do with tofu. Hell yeah. Tofu is really versatile, it's awesome, and it's cheap. It's almost so perfect that large meat lobbies and companies have to try to tear it down. That's how amazing tofu is. That you have to make up lies about it to suppress its awesomeness. People say I hate tofu. That's stupid and dumb. That is true. Now, I mean, I get it. I used to hate Brussels sprouts when I think I told this story. I don't know if it was the last time, but since I'm old and I forget things, I'm just gonna tell it again. That I think when I first had Brussels sprouts, it's at a friend's house, and his father had just sort of boiled them and was like, yeah, you just put some butter on it. This is before I was vegan. And I tried it, and it was about the worst thing I've ever had in my life. It was this fibrous monster that exploded in my mouth. And I had to choke it down to not just spit it out right in front of them. And yeah, so I get it. If you had stuff that's not made that well, then you probably aren't gonna like it. That is beyond meat. That is correct. Cool vegan black metal chef. Thank you, gentle gibbon. Cold uncooked tofu. Don't recommend. Yeah, it's weird. Some people can eat it just like raw out of the thing. Doesn't bother them. That's not me. I don't think I'd like it too much like that. But I haven't really tried it either, so I don't know. I'm still afraid to try natto, Japanese slimy bean stuff. Still haven't tried it. You used to eat raw tofu before you went vegan. Wow, okay. That's pretty hardcore. I'm gonna start these onions sauteing as well. Again, if I didn't have Beyond Meat or if it wasn't on sale or cheap at the time, I would just use TVP with this. That is a fine substitute. Natto is terrible. Good, you tried it, so I don't have to. Switch out batteries in this camera. Tofu is made from boiled soybeans, so technically not raw. Fair enough. I mean, that's true. I guess if I make seitan, I still saute it, and I call even though it's not raw, I call the seitan before I saute it sort of raw seitan. So, yeah. Not raw foodist approved. Tara, thank you very much. I'll see you later. I'm going to add a little bit more water to the sauce. A lot of the water evaporated out. I want to keep it a little bit liquidy. Does Mapo Tofu usually have meat in it? Yes, it usually does. So, as I said in the beginning, there's lots of tofu dishes, even at, like, especially at, I guess the two that I've seen, I don't know if it's a chain or if it's a, just a common name, but a place called Tofu House that, yeah, was like the least vegan place. I don't think they had a single vegan item in Tofu House. So that's pretty ironic and frustrating. It's all good. We all miss the beginning sometimes. Still messing with this light. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, there we go. Got it to work. Awesome. Let's get this Beyond Meat nice and browned. Turn this tofu. Yeah, does it really matter if they touch or not? No, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get things as browned as possible in a way that people could see it, and then I'll mix them all together in just a minute or two. Teriyaki sauce at your work isn't vegan. They add chicken bones as a thickener. Yeah, that sucks. That's yeah, damn people and the things that they do. Let's go ahead and try this sauce, see if it's okay or if it needs anything. No, that's pretty awesome so far. It's coming out good. Maybe use a hint of salt. Add just a hint of salt to it. Sometimes I tend to go overly salty with stuff, but it's just my preference. What convinced me to become vegan? I mean, the short answer is I don't believe in the exploitation of animals. And a longer story about a girlfriend going vegetarian at the time and me following suit, and then just saw some videos and said, okay, well, I can't be part of that. I guess what I tell people now is just be alone in a room and watch the free movie Earthlings that you can find on YouTube. Just type in Earthlings. I'm sure you're going to find it. And then as you go through each scene, just be like, am I cool with that? And if not, then just know that you too can not be a part of that. There's one that's slightly newer than Earthlings as well called Dominion. Both about the same. I guess I just recommend Earthlings because... No, I mean, of course, that wasn't even around. I think the videos that I saw were some like PETA Meet Your Meat videos back in 2000. And so, yeah, despite what people have to say about PETA, the movement will probably be in the Stone Ages without them. Just gonna cut some spring onions or some green onions. Some little circles. Funnily enough, the price of green onion has doubled over recent years, and like it used to be 50 cents a bunch, and now it's $1 a bunch. So I actually buy the organic green onions at Walmart because you get about 2 bunches worth for $1.86. So it's actually cheaper than the conventional. So weird fun fact. Meet Your Meat videos, yeah, exactly. Vegan metalhead. Green circles, yes. Earthlings is brutal, but really important. Yep. I mean, and if someone isn't vegan and watches it and says, "Yep, I'm cool with everything in there," then, well, at least you own it. I'm not trying to do mental gymnastics, and then from there, hopefully you could just choose otherwise. All right, so this is looking pretty awesome and sauteed, although that light is causing too much glare now. Try it like that, so you can see slightly better. See if that's any better. Not really. But as you can see, it is starting to look nice and sauteed. We're gonna go ahead and add that sauce pretty soon. Make this shit happen. Damn, Watts Plaza, at least there, has green onions, 3 or 4 bunches for $1. That is pretty awesome price. I gotta check the prices at the Asian store and that one especially. Where am I? I am in Orlando, Florida. The cold northern shores of Orlando, Florida. Go ahead and toss in this green onion. Let it cook for just a minute. Richmond, Virginia. Ancestral home of guar. In the guar bar. Latte Plaza. I guess which I found out via the stream is a chain. It's an Asian store chain, and there's one in Orlando, Florida. And I think the original poster is somewhere in Europe. So it might be in many places. Though I can't remember the name of it. I think that one of the Asian stores that I shopped at in Los Angeles was also in Hong Kong. Okay, so it's getting pretty sauteed, looking pretty well done. Got the sauce bubbling and looking quite nice. How do you know when the sauce is done? That's a damn good question, although actually I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. If I start the sauce about the time when I start it, then by about the time when I need it, it's done. Even though it's not actually a state change is typically referred to when something goes from like a solid to a liquid or a liquid to a gas or something. But you're gonna see something akin to some sort of change going on as you add the ingredients and they kind of boil together and they kind of reduce down a little bit. There will be some sort of pretty obvious change to it. Like it's not just like a collection of things, it's become sort of like one amalgamized creation. And so that's kind of how you know that the sauce is done. Also, you taste it. So right now I'm taking a chopstick, dip it in there. I'm gonna taste it. Now that actually tastes almost a little too concentrated to me, so I'm gonna add even a little bit more water to that to thin this out just a little bit. I'm gonna heat it up to get it boiling again, and then I'm gonna add it to the sauce. So yeah, you gotta taste it. There's no magical way. No magical way to tell. So get this boiling. Now just go ahead, toss that sauce in. You don't have to use all the sauce. Maybe I added it a little too hastily, but it looks all right to me. And that's basically it. That is sort of what it's looking like. And we're gonna put it over some rice. Let's go pictures of that. Now, maybe for this stream, I was a little not organized enough to totally do the cookbook pictures, but each one I'm going to get a little bit better. And each time I'll try to get closer to my goals. I'm going to go for progress and not perfection here. Yeah, we got our spiked bowl with some rice. Get some Mapo Tofu in there. Let's see. Where's the best way to see it? And there it is. There is the Mapo Tofu dish over some rice. This is not that difficult. It makes a decent bit of food. If the Beyond Meat is on sale or you use TVP, it's really cheap to make. And yeah, let's try it. That's awesome. This is, yeah, it's a great, fast, easy dish. You get to use a few interesting ingredients that you might not have used before. And I'll try to make some more dishes that use these ingredients, because just like in the Satanic Spellbook, everything in there, I try to use every ingredient in that book at least 3 times, so that you don't just buy something and then use it for one thing and then it sits around in your house forever. But Szechuan peppercorns, fermented soybean paste, and the fermented broad bean chili paste, or tobanjan. That's it. Thanks for joining. I'll be doing these live streams significantly more. I'm gonna try to film another episode fairly soon as well. Those take some time to film and then write all the music to. But yeah, I'm planning on doing a car camping road trip in July. So up to around Ohio area. So I'm gonna try to film and maybe if I can't stream, I'll try to. Well, I'll try to do whatever I can to sort of document that, and I'm gonna make it a car camping road trip. So I'm gonna outfit for my car for camping, or for sleeping, and because yeah, that is so much fun, and it feels so liberating to be able to just go where you want for not so much expense. So we'll see if I can get away with it again. And well, thanks everyone for coming, and I guess I will see you all next time. Have a good one.